for the recovery community, the genuine recovery community, the grassroots people who brought us here today, Stephen Wishart, my colleague and friend who wrote the first draft of the bill. This bill genuinely comes from people who have experienced and recovered from addiction. The government machine, unfortunately, has tried to co-opt and soften and present an AstroTurf version of a grassroots initiative by claiming that their Charter of Rights will do a similar job, or is already doing the same job as the Right to Recovery Bill, which is utter nonsense. It has no teeth. A charter is a poster on the wall. It is not a legal right to treatment. You'll also hear today, no doubt, from many of the ministers currently in government that they are doing everything they can, that we have a world-leading harm reduction services and initiatives in Scotland. They will roll out the naloxone programme, the drug consumption room. They will roll out more substitute medication. They will roll out everything that they've been doing for the last 30 years and say we just need to do more of that. Well, the recovery community is here today to say no, we need to focus on helping people to recover. Our current system substitutes medication, it maintains people's addiction, it does not offer people the choice to get well. It is under the delusion that it can control and manage a condition that is ultimately uncontrollable and unmanageable, and if it wasn't, it wouldn't be addiction. We are here today to say no more. We need to start listening to recovery experts. Our whole system is led by, governed by, their jotters are marked by the very people who are failing and who continue to fail. These people are addiction experts, and they are experts in addiction, and what Scotland needs is 50% of representation from people who are recovery experts within that system. Otherwise, we are only going to get more and more addiction. We need the lived experience voice, not just of people like me who have, who have got a loud voice. We need doctors, nurses, social workers who are themselves in recovery, and many of whom are here today, and I'm sure you're going to hear a few of their stories. We need their voices, we need to hear their voices today, and if anything, like I said, what happens this afternoon, it's still a victory for the recovery community to have came this far. I'm personally not very hopeful that MSPs will vote to take this forward to stage 2, but if they did, it would be a moral victory of sorts, because we certainly need to have the conversation about the expertise that is currently leading the addiction sector. If nothing changes, the same experts that led us into this mess are the same experts that are still in charge, and until we do things differently, until we start to listen to the people who understand this condition and who have recovered from it, we are not going to get anywhere. There's obviously room for, and I'll finish on this, of course we need a balanced system, but I'm going to tell you about Glasgow. Glasgow is a microcosm. We have a £50,000 budget in Glasgow, a £50 million treatment budget. Only 1.3 million of that budget goes on recovery orientated services. The other 48 odd million go on attempting to manage and control people's prescriptions and people's addictions. This is a delusionary endeavour. Addiction is not controllable and it is not manageable. We are caught in the delusion of pursuing something that is not possible. And until we balance that treatment system and invest in recovery-orientated services, we are not going to change the dial on this one bit. If we continue to offer people services that help them use safely and help them use supposedly in a manner that's compassionate, well, I'm telling you right now, that compassion, this is costing Scotland, that's the most expensive compassion that I have ever seen in my life. £50 million. We're not asking to do away with these harm reduction interventions. We're not asking to let them go. We're asking for balance, for us to invest in treatment services that actually help people get freedom from addiction and not just to control and manage their addiction. Because that in itself, I can't say that enough, we cannot control and manage addiction, otherwise it wouldn't be addiction. So our whole system is deluded. And with that I'll shut up. Thank you.